What it do, what it does, what it be like. This is Black Earl, aka Dr. H.A.A.S, and this is the Doctor's Orders podcast. Once again, gotta say thank y'all for returning to listening to your boy, whether you're brand new or whether you got me on a schedule now. Sorry for the wait once again. No bullshit on. I'm really sorry for the wait. I've been busy. That's how it be. But first and foremost, just to let you guys know, Doctor's Orders is back on YouTube. So y'all go ahead to the Black Girl. I think it's H.A.A.S Entertainment. No, it's just Black Girl H.A.A.S. Excuse me. We ain't put the doctor on it. We saved that for Doctor's Orders. Black Girl H.A.A.S is gonna be the YouTube page. Go ahead and subscribe, man. You gonna catch all the updates, all the interviews, last man standing news, and most importantly, you will catch Doctor's Orders on there. Videos coming. I think I'm updated up to number 5. So appreciate you first and foremost ahead of time. Thank y'all for already going to check that out. Yeah, last week we gave y'all a unfamiliar voice. Y'all heard from the Bloodline, Ace McCain and his right hand capless. I was in Houston hollering at moms. It was a great mini trip. Really ain't spent but maybe 17 hours in the city, but shit, even when on vacation, hustle always ain't stopping is really what it's about. We really gonna hustle all the way through. Good to holler at family. Good to holler at some unfamiliar faces. Once again, we back in the door with an unfamiliar voice. Also, Bloodline. So, TCB alumni, once again, we got a good little trend going on. But we got Luck Caesar and his wife Mandy in the building for Doctor's Orders. So, we're going to get straight off into it once we give you this quick round of the latest diagnosis. Now, giving it straight to you with this news here, UGK alumni, Bun B, RIP Pimp, and his wife Queenie, they were victims of a home invasion / robbery situation, man. It was very dangerous. Bun was actually involved in a shootout with the aggressor. It really was very serious, man. It could have went very badly. It happened like Queenie went to the door. They heard the doorbell, right? Bun upstairs, and she looked outside. She didn't really see nobody. And this is all coming from the Breakfast Club on New York's Power 105. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. This is my source because Bun did an interview with them recently, and I was just drawing information from that. And according to this interview, Queenie she went to the door. She's used to always picking up packages, Amazon, whatever, UPS. They'll ring the doorbell once, leave the package at the door, and dip. This wasn't the case this time though. Some random attacker, as soon as she opened the door, just put the gun into her forehead, man, and just started basically demanding valuables and whatnot, trying to force his way further into the home. And Queenie, man, shout out to a very strong black woman right there. She refused. With a gun at her head, she would not let the aggressor get upstairs or whatever to where Bun B was at, basically protecting her king. You hear me say it often, protect the king. That's the definition of it. So shout out to Queen. But anyway, getting deeper into the situation, she's at gunpoint at this point. So she hands him the keys to their Audi. They have a vehicle out there, the Audi, and he jumps in it, and Bun rushes down with his iron, and Queen is like telling him, no, don't go down there. Man, that's Bun B, baby. He trying to protect you just as well as you was protecting him. So he went down there as the intruder, or whatever you want to call him, was trying to start the car. He couldn't get the car cranked. I guess because it's a push to start. He just didn't know how to get the car started. So Bun commenced to dumping at him. You feel me? The guy ended up shooting back at Bun. Bun emptied the whole thing at him. It was just a crazy situation, man. The guy just begged for his life at one point. You know what I'm saying? Telling Bun, please don't kill me. Like, all right. Well, you shouldn't have ran into that man's house. Bun let him go. He wanted to see the man's face, to make sure there wasn't nobody in his circle, which is a very respectable thing to do. Like, that's very OG-ish, He wanted to make sure it wasn't an inside job, which it wasn't. It was a random stranger. But regardless, very scary situation. We need to pray for everyone in these communities, man. It don't matter whether it's the ghetto or in the burbs. This man was in a gated community, and someone still slipped slipped through the cracks, man, and it could have ended up very, very dangerous, even deadly. So prayers for Bun and Queenie, man. We're very happy that everybody's well and not hurt. Well, as for the aggressor, yeah, he was hurt. Well, Bun plugged him in the shoulder, but he showed up at a hospital, like an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and them laws was waiting for him. So they locked him up. He's in custody, and we'll see what the court of law has to say about that. So once again, prayers for Bun B of UGK and his wife Queenie out there in Houston, Texas, man. Sad situation, but very glad no one was hurt. Moving along into some other news, still very, very sad. This is another bittersweet situation in the NFL. The Giants drafted a cornerback, Corey Ballentine. I'm not sure what round. I'm kind of lacking information on that part. But either way, he was drafted that Saturday night during the draft, and he was at a party. I don't know if they were celebrating the draft itself or if they were just having a get together. I don't know, but he was at a party and there was a shooting. He was shot. Was just hours after the draft, man. He was shot, and he it wasn't life-threatening injuries for him. Unfortunately, his college roommate, Dwayne Simmons, he died in the shooting. And this was in Topeka, Kansas, of all places. So it's, once again, going back to what I was saying about Bun and Queenie, man. Doesn't even matter where you're at no more. Like, it's getting dangerous for no apparent reason. I mean, I don't know if people think that you can press reset on this life, like you can restart, or like 2 Chainz say, like there's a practice life, but it's not. We need to be more mindful of that and more protective of our young brothers and sisters, because we cannot allow this to keep happening, guys. This is making a turn for the worse now. We're getting worse and worse every day, but I mean, it's really starting to hit home. It's like you can't gain anything without someone trying to either take it from you, or they're jealous of you for having it, so they want to take your life. It's just ridiculous. And once again, I'm not sure what started the shooting. Just aware of the very unfortunate situation. As for Corey, he should make a full recovery and be able to continue his career with the New York Giants, freshly drafted rookie. But unfortunately, his roommate did not make it. So R.I.P. and our prayers are with the family of Dwayne Simmons. All right, so moving right along. No reason to hold it back from you. We'll give you the double dose. The topic of discussion for the day, something that I had to learn very quickly, and I'm still learning as a grown-ass man. Don't ignore the signs, a.k.a. obey the signs. Pay attention to the signs, whatever you want to call it. Don't sleep on the signs. But this go around, we got something special, y'all. Y'all ain't got to hear me just be monotonous in this mug. You dig? We got the bloodline, as if I told y'all already. I'm going to let him represent and let him know who he is and what y'all be finna hear. So go ahead, tell him who he is, cuz.
Yep. What's going on, everybody? This your boy, Luck Caesar, man. Happy to be here, man. Appreciate you for inviting us over.
Glad to finally have you over. We've been plotting and planning. I know I've been BSing, bullshitting the tag.
It's all good, man.
But it's good.
I'm just glad to be here, man. My wife, she here with us today. Introduce.
How's everybody doing today?
That's what's up. Go ahead, speak up. Let them know who he is, cuz.
Okay, well, first and foremost, a wife and a mother, and secondly, I'm a very happy person, and so I try to promote that and give advice to everybody.
Let's see.
Try to share what I know, and that's knowledge.
That's what I'm talking about. Promoting positivity. That's what we here to do, and that's how we do it. Just jumping straight off into it. I know I've been fighting with this a long time. Right. Whenever I see stuff and I don't take heed to it, or I hear something that's probably some solid bit of advice that I really push on the back burner. When there's some times that you seen the writing on the wall and that you were like, man, I need to make a change, or I need to continue to do what I'm doing. Like, kind of elaborate on something like that in your life.
Oh, man, there's always signs, you know what I'm saying? And it's up to us whether we feel like we want to listen to it or not. I think, the Creator gave us an intuition, and that's why sometimes when you live in life, you feel something, so that's your sign. It's telling you something.
That gut feeling.
That's for a reason, Creator gave you that for a reason, so you can understand that, hey, this is something that you need to pay attention to.
Right.
So a lot of times, I know in my life, you know, I'm on the road a lot.
Bad,
You
bad.
know? So I always got to pay attention to
To the signs. And so, yeah, that's
know?
realistically speaking right
And,
there.
one thing about the signs is, and this is, you can incorporate this in your life. I like to look ahead at the signs before I come up on them. You know?
Right, that's a
I
gem.
like
you gotta be
look
a
ahead
little
and
bit of
see what's
step ahead.
So that's one thing in our lives that, you know, we need to focus on is actually looking ahead to the signs, so that we just don't run up on it. See, it give me time. I'm running on that road or whatever. I look ahead and I say, oh, this is coming up. So this is what I need to do. This is how I need to react to what's coming up. So if you incorporate that in your life, you know, a lot of times, man, you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where you truly feel it, you see it. So now you know how to react to it.
React. Because a lot of these folks out here don't know how to react to the signs, to just anything happening to them, especially just incorporating it to the highway system like you were just speaking on. When you don't scan ahead, you don't peep ahead, and you got to hurry up and make a decision, it usually calls for catastrophe.
Yeah, for sure.
It usually calls for catastrophe.
Yeah.
Just even staying along those guidelines. I mean, there's a couple of reasons why we got to pay attention in life, on the road, with your children and your family, in the workplace, with your own personal career and goals and achievements. You always got to pay attention to the reasons why you're paying attention, if that makes any sense. To be honest, I know one of the main reasons for me and my family is safety.
Right.
I would definitely like to keep my family safe and keep myself safe in order to be here for my family, if you will.
Sure.
How would you say that plays into your life?
Oh man, all kind of ways, man. You know, signs are one of those things. If you don't pay attention to it, you know, you can make a wrong turn.
That's it.
You know, you could be in the wrong lane. I know you discussed that on your podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Back stay in your
end up
lane.
in the wrong lane.
That's real.
You know, not paying attention. You know, so we all, like I say, we all have it. We all have that feeling. Man, you even feel when something's about to, I know my wife, she's like an ace with that.
With that intuition deal.
Man. Women in general.
That's right.
You know?
True that. That's
women
a
in
guarantee.
general have that intuition and they feel it and they know she's actually helping me to read into it more.
To figure,
You know, because a lot of us, we feel
educate
things
yourself on it. We don't know what this.
We don't pay attention to it.
Straight up.
You know?
I know I don't.
You know,
I know
what
I
you
don't.
think? I mean, you are more of a master of that than I am.
That's it.
Pay attention to things like that's what really helped me enjoy
This is a better opportunity.
opening opportunity to see more signs. We did it, a really good decision.
It brought you full circle. It brought you full circle, and that's definitely what everything is about when it comes to paying attention to signs, paying attention to opportunity when you see them, because they don't last forever. Time is the most valuable asset we got.
That's real.
So you definitely have to pay attention in order to save that. You waste a lot of time when you decide not to pay attention. And it also will put you behind in more ways than one. The number two reason to obey all signs is fear of consequences. And that's on the highway and anywhere else in life. You make a mistake, as Cuz said a minute ago, a wrong turn. A wrong turn can be the wrong decision. Just making a move that you usually wouldn't make, but you felt like it was an opportunity to do so. And not every opportunity is actually a good opportunity. Some are bad ones. You know what I'm saying? How you feel about that?
Man, I feel that's absolutely right, man. I mean, you know, you said it in my book. That's just what it is. You know, you gotta take the time to really just understand what those signs are telling you, and then you gotta do what the signs tell you to do.
You have to
don't question it.
You know what? That's the most
don't
valid
question
point.
it, man.
Because even in the religious community, they say prayer without work is dead.
Right.
So regardless of what you're trying to aim at, you do have to put in the work, even if it's something that we dislike. I know a lot of times people will tell me something, man, this is that, is this other. And I tend to scan it myself. I don't trust much. But at the end of the whole situation, whenever you put it all together, a lot of times it's the right thing. You hear it, and once you figure it out and validate it yourself, you save yourself a lot of time and heartbreak and anger and any other emotion by just paying attention. that definitely brings me to the third reason. That's the benefit of your own. You're gonna reap what you sow, so you want to do it for your own personal benefit. On the road, I know you got a lot of detours. If something happens on the actual main interstate or a main U.S. highway, sometimes there's shortcuts. I remember back in the day, man, whenever we used to run with St. Hope, man.
Right, yeah.
Cuz was my boss, man. He put me on my first gig in H.A.A.S, man, back in 06. That was beautiful, man. And I remember even then there was some stuff. You'd have to take shortcuts somewhat, whether it was a toll road, whether it was just another main vein that wasn't necessarily a freeway that could get you there a little bit quicker. I cannot remember this woman's name, man.
Who that?
Bruh, it was a girl. She came from way around the corner, maybe the West Coast. She had a little black truck. She refused to listen. She wanted to use her GPS. She wanted to use her GPS all the time. And you know, at that point, we talking 2006. We ain't talking about like right now.
Yeah.
GPS wasn't gonna bring you to nobody's doorstep like it will right now with a satellite picture of it. It would make mistakes. And coming from a man that grew up in that city and knows it like the back of his hand, she just refused to take that advice whenever it came to you had a shortcut or a better route for her. How did that feel when they didn't listen to that advice? How does that make you feel when you know when you've been validated that you were correct if I paid attention to the sign?
Well, it's just like anything. You can, how they say, lead a horse to water.
Yeah, you
can't make it drink. You know, that's kind of how I felt about that. You know, some people see the signs and just don't obey them.
Man,
you know, just say, hey, I don't want to do that. So I don't.
I mean, I want y'all to make sure that y'all, if y'all have to rewind that, if y'all have to go back, listen to it again, that literally summed up everything. You have to obey it, just period. Like, you may not like to do it, but you really you have to. There's no other choice. You know right from wrong. When you decide to go wrong, then you decide to just fall. And there's nothing else you can do about it. You can cry in the corner all you want. Nobody gonna be like, come on, man, we're gonna get you back together. You did that to yourself, and they all seen it, especially if somebody tried to tell you the right way to go. So that's basically what we're trying to let you guys know here about obeying signs and just doing what's right, bro. Because at the end of this whole situation, when you get down to the end of the road, it's like you can only go one or the other direction. Now, if somebody told you go left and you decide to go right, don't get upset whenever you get to a destination that you wasn't fit to be in. It happens often. I'm guilty of the same. Made a wrong turn here or there. I may not be exactly where I wanted to be, but I'm just glad I'm not where I used to be. So, Luck, what we gonna tell them, man? What you got to tell them about that?
I mean, it's just like you said. I think everything that you feel, go with it. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever you feeling is the right feeling. You know, whatever road you trying to go down in life, but you say, man, I don't know. But
don't second guess yourself. Huh?
Don't second guess yourself, man. You shouldn't, because I think that's the power of. Okay, so a lot of people feel, we have God within us.
That's right.
That's real, right? So when that God is speaking to you, listen.
Pay attention.
Pay attention, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying every time it's going to be the right way, but 9 times out of 10 it will be. It's just that we as humans, we don't necessarily feel that that's worth listening to. Because we have our own mind. We have our own mind to do what we want to do, and yet we see something and we think we know better. But at the same time, we feel it like, yo, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I really need to be doing, but I can't. I don't think so. Second guess yourself, and I think that feeling is real.
So pay attention to your gut.
That definitely. I really feel. What you think?
No, I don't always do that.
You gotta respect the honesty.
I'm rebellious at heart.
Right.
And sometimes I'm like, man, I really don't want to do that. Or I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it, but then I really don't. I don't give it my all because I didn't really want to do it
in the first place.
And so I just get mad when the results aren't what I wanted them to be either. So I'm working on that. But at the same time, I believe in, you know, your own self. I don't expect anybody else.
That's 100. Now I'm going to add on to that. How do you kind of listen to yourself if you're not always, so say, motivated? Like, not you know, as humans, we got good days, we got bad days. How do you stay motivated on a bad day to still be like, I'm gonna make the right decision regardless of what takes me where?
Usually I do it because I know what I want, and sometimes it's like when you're really tired and you lay in bed, but you can't go to sleep because you know you got stuff to do, so you think about it and you think about it and you think about it. Then I'm like, man, whatever, I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna do it.
And just do.
And then after I'm done with it, I sleep so much better. So sometimes I have to decide what I want to do more. Do I want to sit there and just think about it and just worry myself to death and lay in the bed, or do I just want to get up and do something about it? And then I'm like, am I gonna take this, laying down?
Yeah, not at all.
Get up and I do it.
So in other words, just no procrastination. See, that's something I need to kind of take heed to right there.
We all do, man. We all.
No procrastination,
man. But that's that listening to the signs. You already know you don't need to procrastinate, but what do? You psych yourself and you tell yourself it can wait.
Yeah. And
but you know that you need to do it.
Do it now. Ain't
you know
that something?
We all do when we all fall like that.
Then you wouldn't waste the amount of time that you waste with procrastination. And these are jewels, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all listening. Yeah, it's real. That is the truest shit I heard probably all weekend. And the honesty is that goes for each and every one of us. We procrastinate in things that we just don't believe in ourselves enough about, or we just feel like people around us haven't done it. See, in that case, that's when you just got to change your circle. You change the people around you when you ain't doing right.
That makes a big difference, man. Your circle, man. Your circle, man. The people around you, man. A lot of people don't realize, man, that's like the determining factor on understanding yourself. You know? I don't feel
on the competition tip.
I don't like that.
Hey, she want to hurt something, but on the competition tip, I feel that. Yeah,
it's just, you're like,
I feel that. I respect what she's trying to say.
I see what you're saying, but I don't.
Like, I'm a competitive person.
Right.
So sometimes when I see something and I want to do better than that, then I get up and I'm like, man.
Competition is wonderful. That's actually good.
Gym, I'm not gonna lie. If I see a girl there and she got bigger weights than me, I'm like, all right, she got the weights, but I'm gonna do more reps. So
she just ain't gonna leave the damn press machine. Like, just, that's competition. I think that's one end guy that just when they see other women, it's like competition mode on. And I think I need to get to that point when it comes to certain things career-wise, but you gotta have that killer instinct, I guess. I guess. She says, I mean, it's true. Like, she's so goddamn confident, bro. Yeah, but that confidence, that's a definite aspect you gotta take into consideration when obeying the signs. You gotta be confident enough to know that, hey, this was the right decision, this was the right move. You can't delay in traffic or you're going through somebody's exit. Believe me, I missed a lot of them out there.
But any mistakes is a learning curve too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you should listen to yourself. You should take the time to really just say, you know what, I feel this, so I'm gonna do this. Because if it is the wrong decision, you're learning to really understand the situation a lot better. You're understanding yourself a lot better. But I think every person, we all lack in trusting ourselves and what to do with ourselves. But I believe we all have something in us to make the decision. When we hear something, like you said, man, I got to work on this too. I'm not a master. I'm not a master at none of this.
And it's hard to master anything.
Yeah, I'm not a master at none of it. But, it is the truth. We know what to do. And we just gotta pay attention, listen to what's going on, and say, hey, all right, I'm gonna do this, and stop. A lot of it have to do with being afraid too.
Yeah, and that's a factor in everybody's life.
Yeah,
I've seen it all over the map, man. People scared to take that step up. People scared to branch out. People scared to talk to strangers.
Oh yeah,
it's all kind of different fears you gotta overcome. I remember even early in the music business, whenever you start, you're scared to get on stage and perform, and that's something that you got to be very built to do. Not everybody can do public speaking. I think it's like 12% of people are natural-born public speakers. I think they said that on E.T.'s podcast or something like that. Shout out to Eric Thomas. whenever you can actually speak in public and get your point across in a vocal manner, that's like the purest form of communication to humans. And if you can master that, which I don't think anybody that I've ran across in my lifetime has mastered it, but we hear a lot of good ones out there that can speak their mind and keep it clear. So I think that's really the whole point of the topic of discussion today. You got to be clear about what you're doing. You got to be very persistent, and you got to know what you want. Sort of like Mandy said, you got to know exactly what you want and how to get there. The truth is, the motivation that she said was hate in some manners. Sometimes you got to have some hate going on in order to fuel you. But then Cuz also brought into consideration that sometimes you just got to know. You know, time is valuable and you already knew what to do, so you have to stick to the guns and obey. It's just like they want you to obey the rules in school. They want you to obey the laws in the street. So why would you not obey the intuition that the higher power gave you? Is basically what I'm drawing from it. So, man, I think we really touched on a lot. We got to do this again, man. Real talk.
For sure, man.
We gotta
Anytime,
do this
you know,
again.
man. You know I'm dying anytime, man.
Man, we're going to get this thing rolling because I know they tired of hearing little old me, man. Dr.
Nah,
H.A.A.S done pissed them off.
I'd like to say this, man. I enjoy your podcast. I listen to it all the time. I mean, I'm feeling it, man. So I am very grateful to be a part of it because it make me feel like I actually did something. I mean,
oh, man.
You know, you are, hey, everybody out here in podcast land, if you ain't listening to this, you should. Because I've listened, you know, being on the road, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I can honestly say, and this ain't just because we blood, you know, I like what you're doing, man, and you need to keep it up, you know, and again, man, I think you're doing a wonderful thing. I think the music you're doing is great. You know, I can't wait to hear more.
And that
more
means the
shit
world.
Come out. You know what I mean? You know I'm waiting because I'm like a fan
man.
out here, man. Just
man, that's love.
waiting to hear it, man.
Well, I appreciate
You know
that from the bottom of my heart and my soul. Because to be honest, man, none of this would be possible without you. You know what I'm saying? As a young kid, even eating age, eating 6 years old. So whenever I was 6. You know, I was looking up to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it feels great to come full circle and have opportunities years later, months after, like Soulja Slim would say, to still do just stuff like this that's so positive, man, because you don't see that every day with people, man. There's so much negativity out here, so much going on in the wrong directions. It's good to have some people to support what's going on in the somewhat right direction. You know, nothing that we do is squeaky clean on this end at Doctor's Orders or H.A.A.S Entertainment. And anybody that know Earl Nelson, a.k.a. Snake's son, y'all know he ain't perfect. But one thing that he do is give it to you as raw as possible, straight to the point. If you're mad, I love you, and we can talk about it later. So moving right along, we just gonna close it out and let Cuz give you his final little nugget of the day. So we're gonna steal a little segment from ET Podcast.
You gonna put it on me, huh?
Oh yeah, the guest gotta get the. We doing this on the fly. We can't call it the nugget of the day. We can't call it the last word. We gotta justify what this is gonna be called. So since we're gonna keep it hospital orientated, we're gonna call this the checkout. What's your checkout?
Man, my checkout is, you know, kind of what we already talked about, man. Just pay attention to that voice. You know, we all got that conscience that's telling us what to do, and it's always the right thing. Our conscience ain't telling us to do the wrong thing. That's why when you're doing something wrong, what you do? When you're doing something wrong, you already know it's wrong.
You feel it in your gut.
Feel it in
we
your
going
gut.
Back to the gut.
There it is.
Real.
That's really why, man. People just, you know, follow your heart, man. Follow what's right. Follow that voice that's telling you, because 9 times out of 10, again, that's what you should do.
Man, that is some real, and that's the checkout from Mr. Luck Caesar himself, a.k.a. Big Bro, a.k.a. TCB alumni to the fullest. Man, I appreciate you and Mandy coming
always,
through and showing love.
You already know,
it's
man.
It's really going down, man. We're going to have
man.
many more coming soon to a theater near you, to earbuds, anywhere that you can find and reach them. So give us a little pause for the calls. Might give you a little, I might slip a snippet out there for Goosebumps. I don't know. But we're going to follow you up with the True Pill and the Refill. So stay tuned. Still H.A.A.S. Look, Black black boy steady reppin'. For the underdog, pulling off the unexpected. Carefree days like 5 years old. Ducked off in the yo when the bro son accepted. So I gotta let the truth be told. Chin over ice, not a truth so cold. Get it out the mud, ain't gave me shit. So motherfuck what you been told. Dr. H.A.A.S hustle always ain't stop. Old school run a track to the tape pop. Got a cup full of slush while the paint dry. Sorry nigga, I try, but I can't stop. Tryna see 50 mil like Drew Brees. Shit, 50 G's be cool beans. Nowadays barely got $50, so when I'm on, don't holler, nigga, we'll see. Smoke strong in the country. I-10, these cars still so funky. Now the boy talk down, nobody come see me, so I guess nobody gon' run me. It's dead in no country, can folk in that mix, no dropping hits, though. Gotta sip slow, son, it's something in this bitch, yo, take your pick, ho. Already, that's what I'm saying, though. Y'all know I've been cooking, man. Hope y'all like that, whatever that was. I don't even know which one we gave y'all. But anyway, we're going to keep it rolling, man. I'm back at you with the Truth Pill for today. If you're not familiar with the Truth Pill is, that's a quote that I get from just any random where somebody I may listen to, somebody close to me. Sometimes I give it to you from myself. But this one I can't take any credit for at all, man. Shouts out to E.T., Dr. Eric Thomas. I listen to him often. If you pay any attention to me, period, I'm sure you already know that. But I woke up this morning, actually, before I started recording this, and I listened to a little something, and it caught my attention quick. Like, this wasn't even my original Truth Pill. But he said this, and I immediately had to switch it up so I could give you my 2 cents. And he said it just like this. He said, this society didn't become rich by workers. It became rich by the people who knew how to put the workers to work. Man, that struck a chord. I was like, man, that is so... All right, think about what he just said. Break it down. The United States of America, this country in which we live in. I'm speaking from the point of view of an African-American male, just to clear it up for anybody out there. This is from African-American male point of view. America was built off of 400 years of free labor. In other words, they weren't paying nobody. They hit you with a room and board. They also hit you with a switch and a bullwhip. Anyway, different topic, different subject. Point I'm making is, for those of us, and I say us because I'm included, for those of us that feel like we should be somewhere a little further down the line in life when it comes to our residuals, or our monetary status, our financial well-being, we feel like we should be up there a little bit. But we getting up, we going to work, 8 to 4, 9 to 5, stuff like that. Sometimes even a second gig afterwards to make ends meet. We're not saving, we're not able to save, or at least it seems. You're just not getting enough income for the amount of output you did. So really what I'm going to say to everybody is this, man. We got to get into a position where we get our money working for us, or we get into a position where we do not have to work as hard, that we shall be able to build a trustworthy team, if that makes any sense, and to do what you love. Do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I don't know exactly who said that quote. That's also not mine, but it's something I've heard a lot growing up. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life, and that's real. That is dead serious real. So to close it out, man, E.T. hit the nail on the head. Motivated me a good bit, so I'm hoping that motivates you all. And it's really something to keep in the back of your mind and keep it close to heart, because it's serious, man. It's serious, man. We out here grinding, making sure somebody else can go home to their family, or making sure somebody else can have a vacation, living their best life, as Duval would say, while we still trying to figure out how to get there. So let's look deep into it. Find something you love, get educated on something to the point that you can move yourself into a position. Build a squad, handle your business. That's the code. All right, keeping it moving. We will go into the refill. Once again, a Bible verse with my interpretation. And this one, it's since the topic of discussion today has been don't ignore the signs. I had to speak on this because I felt like I too am guilty of what I'm about to explain. The refill today is John 4, verse 48. And it says, unless you see signs and wonders, you will not believe. And I don't want you to misinterpret what I'm saying, because this is not necessarily a statement. It's almost like a question. You know what I'm saying? Like God or our higher power, whatever you believe in or want to believe in or want to not believe in. Once again, uh, my belief is there is God, higher power, whatever your name or label may be, wants us to forever have faith in Him. You understand? Like good days or bad days. Like basically, what God's saying to us is, are you gonna lay up here and be in disbelief and work against my will and just be like, you got to see signs and buku blessings for faith and belief? Like that's the only way you're gonna do right by me? Like, is that? And I feel that, because you know how it is, man, when you moving along good in life. Oh man, thank you, Lord. Everybody got praises, but you start hitting rock bottom. Man, God forgot about me. No, He ain't forgot about you. You forgot about Him. You know, that's exactly what's going on. You forgot about Him. We forgot about Him. We shouldn't wait for signs and wondrous blessings to have faith and to do right by God. We shouldn't have to wait for all that. We should, God, send me a sign. God, no, He been sending you signs. You know, He been sending you signs. You know what? And to keep it clear, since all we do is wait on the signs and the blessings, like, and He's sending them anyway. Like, even though I'm saying, like, hey, don't wait on it, but He's sending you signs every day. If you open your eyes, He's sending you signs every day, every moment of the day. But like I said, since we do wait on those signs, and since we do wait on the blessings and the good times, please, bro, don't ignore them. Don't ignore them. That's no better way to close this than by saying, please do not ignore the signs. Always give praise, good or bad days, bro. And that's really what it is. Yep, that is it. So, that's pretty much all I got for you today, man. Once again, bro, gotta thank the big brother, man. Appreciate Luck Caesar and his wife, Mandy, for stopping by, discussing some of these old fire ideas that's floating around. Because I know I'm not the only one really thinking deep into stuff at night before I fall asleep at night, man. I know a lot of you guys have topics and issues and you know, just like thoughts. And it's always a blessing to be around like-minded people. So once again, appreciate Big Cuz, Big Bro, and the fam for coming through. Once again, I want to thank all the listeners, man, out there. If you finally got hip to the podcast and y'all been checking me out on a regular basis, I appreciate y'all, and best believe more content is coming. For all you new listeners, I appreciate you stopping by, giving me this amount of time to listen to me this morning, evening, afternoon, or night time. If you don't know how to reach me, you can catch me on with the Anchor app on your phone, or just anchor.fm/Black Earl H.A.A.S. You can also catch me on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Stitcher. And I brought it back to YouTube, so go ahead, check it out on YouTube at the Black Earl H.A.A.S page. If you don't know how to reach me, please subscribe to that Black Earl H.A.A.S page on YouTube. You can catch me on Instagram at Black Earl _H.A.A.S. That's BLACKEARL _HAAS. Catch me on Facebook, Black Earl Dr. H.A.A.S page, or the Earl Nelson page. Any type of way you want to reach me, please feel free to reach me, man. If you want to get on the podcast, hit me up that way. Even if you just want to throw a couple of questions at me on the Q&A, or just for any reason whatsoever, please feel free to reach in contact with me, because I'm always around. So once again, appreciate y'all. This was it. I'm going to holler after a while, man. Be good.